feel like many of you are struggling with how to apply what was in the lesson to this actual review. So I am going to go over the front side, and then I have created a back side for you to do. So we're going to slightly modify your review assignment. I'm just going to add this extra video to it, give you an opportunity to see all the answers on the front, give you a chance to figure out how to do them. Again, this is exactly what your quiz is going to look like. So if you can do all of these questions, then you will be successful on the quiz. So please follow along with this on the front, and then I want you to turn in the back. Okay? So let's get going. The first one. So when it says an explicit formula just means that you're going to be writing it in the format of y equals mx plus b. That's it. So we can read this and simply just translate it into a formula. So he earns a base pay of $300 each week. And it says write a formula to determine his pay each week. So we don't need to put a variable with the 300 because that's for 1 week. And then $250 for each car he sells. So plus $250 for each car. So I would do $250C. That's it, guys. That's all you had to do there. Put a y equals in front of it and you're done. Okay. So at college, Savannah signed up for the all-access meal plan. She began the semester with $7.50 in her food account. So $7.50. Each meal withdrew $8 from the account. So withdrew tells us to subtract. And which one of these numbers gets the variable? Well, the meals, because that is the one that's happening each time. And remember, we just plug a y equals in front of it. So on the back side, if you want to pause this now and figure out how to do that, do so. Pause this video now, do the back side, just the explicit formula, and then you can pause it or unpause it to figure out how to do the next step. All right, so a recursive formula, if we look down below, it says given the recursive formula. So a recursive formula always starts with the format A of 1. Now, what does that mean? Okay, so this bracket says given the set of numbers, or the set of numbers defined as. So this would be the set of numbers. This symbol means the first number in the set. So A simply means the first number in the set. So the first number in the set is equal to. Well, how do I determine what the first number in the set is going to be? You're simply going to take 1 and plug it in for the C. So you're going to take 300 plus 250 times 1. Well, 250 times 1 is 250, plus 300 is 550. Please use your scientific Desmos calculator. Okay, a recursive formula also describes everything with A of n. Now, A of n means every other number in the set. And then it says, okay, we take this piece, says the number previous to it. So A of n minus 1. And the easiest way to understand this is that you simply take the common difference, also known as the slope, and bring it down. Excuse me. So, what is the slope? It is a plus 250. So what does this recursive formula say? It says it is the set of numbers where the first number in the set is 550, and each number in the set is equal to taking the previous number and adding 250 to it. So to find the next number in the set, you're going to take 550 and simply add 250 to it. And then you're going to take that number and add 250, and then take the next number and add 250, and take the next number and add 250. That's it. Okay, so let's do this one. Again, the bracket means it's the set of numbers where the first number is, and again, to find the first number, you plug 1 into the equation. So it's going to be 750 minus 8 times 1. 8 times 1 is 8, so 750 minus 8 is 742. So the first number in this set is 742. And every other number in the set, to find that number, you take the number previous to it. And what do? We subtract 8. You take this, you take the slope, you take the number that is in front of the variable, and you bring it down. So minus 8. That's all you do for writing a recursive formula. Okay. Let's look at the, if you want to pause the video and go ahead and write the recursive formulas for the back questions, that's a really good strategy. Okay, given the next one. Given the recursive formula below, write the explicit formula. So now we're going to write it in the y equals mx plus b format and determine the 38th term or determine the blank term in the set. Okay. So we know that the slope is this. So in this y equals mx plus b format, we know that the m is 3. So we know it's m plus 3. Okay. Here, this is not the b. This is actually when x is equal to 1. The b is when x is equal to 0. So if I'm thinking about what happens in this recursive set, okay, we start with when x is equal to 1, and it's a negative 5. And to find the next number in the set, we simply add 3 to it. That's how we get negative 2. And then we add 3 to it. That's how we get positive 1. And then we add 3 to it. That's how we get 4. So we can see that that's how we've determined each of this recursive set. So how do we go backwards? Well, we go backwards by doing the opposite of plus 3. And what's the opposite of plus 3? Well, the opposite of plus 3 is to minus 3. So a negative 5 minus 3 is going to be a negative 8. And that is where x is going to be equal to 0. So we write our explicit formula. Y equals 3x minus 8. Then, to determine the 38th term in the set, all you do is you take the number 38 and you plug it in here for x. So you take y equals 3 times 38 minus 8, and you put that into your Desmos graphing or scientific calculator. So you take, oh, that's the graphing calculator, 3 times 38 minus 8, and we would notice that it's 106. That's it. That's all you have to do. So what is the 38th term in this set? The 38th term in this set is going to be 106. So let's do this a little bit faster now. Again, this is our slope. So we're going to do y equals mx plus b, and as a reminder, the b is where x is equal to 0. So y equals negative 5x, and to find our b, we have to find where x is equal to 0. That means we are going to subtract a negative 5 from negative 13. So, using our calculator, negative 13 minus a negative 5. And we can see here the calculator gave us that it's negative 8. Don't question the calculator, trust me. So that becomes a negative 8. That is your explicit formula. So how do you find the 27th term? Well, you're simply going to do negative 5 times 27 minus 8. So you put it into your scientific calculator. Negative 5 times 27 minus 8. And it becomes a negative 143. That's it. So what is the 27th term in the set? 143. Okay. Last two types of questions you're going to work on. So now you're going to write the recursive formula and then determine the first 4 numbers in the sequence. Okay, so remember, to find the first number, you plug in 1. So that's negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Plus 5 is going to be a positive 1. Then again, to find the, finish up this recursive set, you take the previous number and you simply bring down your slope. So you're going to minus 4. So what this says is the first number in the set is 1, and to find every other number in the set, you take the number previous to it and subtract 4. So to determine the first 4 numbers, we simply are going to take 1, because that's the first number in the set, and we're going to minus 4. 1 minus 4 is a negative 3. Negative 3 minus 4 is a negative 7. A negative 7 minus 4 is a negative 11. Pretty simple, right? So again, you're going to take to find the first number in the set, you simply replace the x with 1. So 3 times 1 is 3, minus 7 is a negative 4. And to find every other number in this set, you take the number previous to it, and then you bring down your slope, which is a plus 3. So you take the first number, which is the negative 4, and you plus 3 each time. So that becomes negative 1, 2, 5, and we could keep counting. But those are the first 4 numbers in this set. Okay, for the last one, again, you're just going to write the equation. So to write the equation, y equals m is the plus 4. So 4x, and as a reminder, to find the b, you take the first number and you subtract the slope, or the common difference. So you're going to take 2 minus 4. And 2 minus 4 is a negative 2. So there's our explicit formula. Then to determine the 17th number in the set, you're going to put 17 in for y. and then you simply solve this equation. So to solve this equation, you box the variable term, opposite operation. 19 equals 4x, divide by 4. X is equal to 4.75. Now, if x is a whole number, that tells you that it's the 4 3/4 number in the set. Well, that means this number is not in the set. 17 is not in the set because x is not a whole number. So, because 17 is not in the set, 17 is, or because this is not a whole number. All right, let's try it again. So again, we take our y equals, m is our plus 2, so it's 2x. To find our b, you take the first term and you subtract the common difference, so it's going to be a -7 minus 2. That's going to be a -9. That is your formula or your equation for your set of numbers. Now, to determine if 11 is in the set, you are simply going to plug 11 in for y. So it's 11 equals 2x minus 9, and to solve this, you plus 9 to both sides. That equals 20 equals 2x. Divide both sides by 2. 20 divided by 2 is 10. And so, is 11 in this set of numbers? Yes. Why? Because it is the 10th number in the set. So please use this video to help you on the back side of this worksheet. Please be ready for the quiz on Monday.